Okay, so being that my time is short, because I think it's like 10:30 p.m., I'm gonna make one more video, which you're watching right now. Yes, 10:30. It's supposed to be like some kind of lunar moon or something going on, or wolf moon, or I don't know. I don't care. But anyway, on the um on the flip side, I know you see these damn lights. Jesus. Anyway, as I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted, and I know you guys are going to be tripping off those damn lights. But anyway, as I was saying, when you listen to these encounters, and you know you have the people narrating, and then you have some podcasts where people are actually talking, and you know they definitely saw something. All right, and then there's like 911 calls and things like that. Now we don't really do all that here in Virginia. However, the more west you go and the more south you go, you get more of these reports on Bigfoot and Skank Ape and all these other mythological creatures and things like that. And if you look for stuff on YouTube, it's more than likely you will probably find it. You just kind of have to know what the hell you're looking for to find it. Now the thing is, you know, everybody has their moment. Everybody has their thing. And everybody has the encounters, and they're posting the encounters, and they're reading the encounters, and they're all good stories and everything. And there's no proof that they didn't happen. Now, you know, they're talking, and I can tell you right now, as a person who has had supernatural experiences of my own, nothing to do with Bigfoots that I'm aware of, except for the thing that I saw down in Buckingham that I'm not sure what it was because it was in a fucking tree. But it looked like a hairy ape to me. Now, the thing with that is, sometimes what we see doesn't always translate from our brain. But I know for a fact that there are no zoos in Buckingham. And as far as I know, in Virginia, I don't think it's legal for you to have a chimpanzee as a pet. So whatever I saw, it was up there in the tree. And it was huge. It might have been a juvenile one or whatever. Because what little kid, in no matter what ethnicity, hasn't thought about climbing a tree at least once? And that's gender bias. Boys and girls both love climbing trees. Boys maybe more than others. And again, I've never met a rambunctious teenage tomboy. However, if I do, she's probably my kind of girl. So anyway, the whole thing is, when you're dealing with the supernatural, I don't honestly think that you should engage it. Alright? Unless you're like having a conversation, like from a safe distance, I don't think you should engage it. But now I'm going to ask some serious questions. And I hope that whoever watches these videos, or if they are being watched, you know, leave me some comments and your thoughts, and y'all know how this works. But the thing is, where would you more than likely not want to run into this damn thing? And the other thing is, and I gotta say this because as a man and a vet, there are some things I'm not really willing to find out if they exist, just to the fact because we might not like what we find. You know, these things can be exceptionally dangerous. So let's get into it. There are stories where Bigfoot can turn invisible. There are stories where Bigfoot can be seen with the Dogman. There are stories where Bigfoot has been seen with Greys. So they're all apparently in this supernatural community that humans aren't ready for. That makes sense to me because when you think about it, if 20% of the people have had a Bigfoot encounter, and I'm not talking just nationwide in America, I'm just talking about globally. We don't have a real account of how many people have actually had these experiences. So I'm using 20% as a graphic region because I'm pretty sure that maybe 15% of the stories have come from America. The stories that come from other countries rarely reach America. And when they do reach America, it's either folklore or a blessing that we get them. The problem is when it comes to encountering these supernatural forces, and especially Bigfoot, some people just make up shit so that they can get their 15 minutes of fame. I know, because I've been on YouTube for quite some time and no one's watching my shit. Therefore. But you know, the whole concept of the matter is that if they exist, because I'm clearly not going to say that they don't, because I believe in Bigfoot. I also believe in aliens, and I believe in ghosts because I've had some ghostly experiences, and that's not something that I want to share because I don't want to be put in a padded room. But at the same time, you have these things. And it's not because I read a lot of comics. It's not because I watch a lot of movies. And like I said in the other video, there are channels specifically that caters to Bigfoot, aliens, and Area 51, and all these other things. You just gotta type them up, and YouTube will find it. It's just that simple. YouTube can find anything. YouTube is like Baskin Robbins to Ant-Man. They always find out. So, therefore, you kind of gotta go with it. Now, if you listen to all these encounters, most of the encounters have been men, and there have been women encounters, and there's a channel on YouTube dedicated to this lady. I do not know her name, I don't recall it, but it's like 6 videos, and they're all like 30 minutes long, about her living with Bigfoot for 50 years. Now, that is an intriguing set of videos. I highly recommend you find it. I highly recommend watching. Now, there have been videos with Native American tribal chiefs talking about Bigfoot and their legends and stuff like that, which goes back to why I said in the other video that these myths and legends change tribally, because every tribe has had a different experience with the Sasquatch, the Yeti, the Bigfoot, the Wild Man, the Hairy Man. The list goes on and on for their names, which is why people get confused when you're down in Florida and you're talking about Skank Ape, or when you're up north and you're talking about the things like the Jersey Devil and the Albany Bigfoot and all the other stuff. And I don't know if there's any woods in Albany, which is why I kind of like checked that off on myth. But I don't know if there's many woods in Jersey either, because I haven't been there in forever. So check that one off. But the thing is, if they're all in these supernatural communities and they're all gathering and we don't get to see them, or those blessed or cursed few that do, I would throw you back to the movie Fire in the Sky about Travis Walton. He also wrote a book about it. You guys can go find that and read it. He has bona fide proof from his experience of aliens. Him and his friends were really fucked up on some serious shit. But we're not going to knock that because, you know what? Like I said in the other video, every myth and legend has some truth to it. And if you haven't walked a mile in that person's shoes, I wouldn't go cutting them out at what they're telling you. Because they're probably telling you the 100% truth and you probably just don't want to hear it, or your brain capacity doesn't want to accept that person's experience. It's the same thing with like telling a rape victim that she will heal. No, she will not. And if the rape victim's a male, no, he will not. It will get a little easier because they talk about it and they go to therapy. It's the same thing with me and my depression. It gets a little easier, but it never really goes away. You have to have outlets and things to change your mind about it, and stuff like that. Moving on. When it comes to these supernatural things like Bigfoot, you have to do your research. And don't side cut other people's experience because you may miss on something that's very important. And if it's very important to them, then it's very important that you hear this and that you understand what's going on because you just don't know. Bigfoot and a lot of creatures that you hear about on these Bigfoot channels. Sorry, my OCD kicked in. When you hear about these things on these other channels, you have to understand that those people have experienced something. And again, when you type in Bigfoot on YouTube, you will get at least 9 channels that I can confirm. 9 of them. I mentioned them in the intro video. I mentioned them in the video before this one, before I start swearing about people talking when they see these damn lights. Now there are heights that vary in Bigfoot. And we're going to go there before I end this video. Excuse me. We're going to go there. Because this confirms some of the shit I said about things changing tribally. On record, the tallest Bigfoot is 13 feet tall. Right? That's like way up there. That's like making Shaquille O'Neal look like he's a 6-foot guy. Right? I'm 5'3.5". So yeah, 13 feet. That Bigfoot is Midwest to West. Other Bigfoot have been known to be 10 feet to 12 feet The shortest Bigfoot being maybe 7.5, 8 feet tall. There have not been any Bigfoots under 6'7". All Bigfoots are huge. Most of them weigh anywhere between 300 to 500 pounds, dividing on height and people's experience. I am not trying to run into something that's 13 feet tall, makes the predator look small, and could probably rip off my arm. Now, some of these stories that you will find on these channels that I pointed you to have stories about how a Bigfoot interrupted 2 teenagers having sex, twisted the kid head all the way around and flung him somewhere, raped then killed the girl. Okay? There are Native American tribal stories about Native American women going missing and being used as breeding tools for these Sasquatches. Now, I said breeding tools because some of the ladies return with their babies and some do not. And again, this changes tribally. So there are also stories of people who are not Native American who have had experiences with Bigfoot. And that also changes as the stories go along. Some are heavily exaggerated, some are right on the money. And the thing with that is, you're out in the woods, it was their land before it was our land. Yeah, you have to think about how evolution works. If it was their land before it was our land, they probably don't want to keep giving it up for people who they could probably mop the floor with in 5 minutes. However, you have to understand that these things are smart enough to know what cameras are. They're smart enough to know what guns are. And a lot of videos that I've watched over the weekend has talked about government cover-ups and government working with them. And as a vet, the only thing that I learned at Fort Benning, Georgia is that we were ready for the zombie apocalypse. So if we are in cahoots with Yetis and stuff like that, that's above my pay grade. I was a private, I was an E1. I got nowhere, I got a brand new hip. Now the thing is, when you're dealing with supernatural forces, I'm going to be the most honest I can be with you right here, right now. Earth cannot be the only planet in the known and unknown universe that supports life. There has been proof in Egyptian and Native American and other cultures, hieroglyphics. I can't say European hieroglyphics because I'm not sure if Europeans have hieroglyphics, except for like in Greek mythology, but they were the gods, so I don't think they needed hieroglyphics. And the same thing with Roman. I don't know if they had hieroglyphics, but I do know Egypt had hieroglyphics. Incans, Mayans, Aztecs, they all had hieroglyphics. And some Native American tribes, we didn't really have the hieroglyphics in temples, but we had them in cave paintings. So that being said, wherever there was a Native American tribe with cave paintings, you can count those as hieroglyphics if you want. Because I'm going to say that they're hieroglyphics. But each of them have drawn space visitors or sky people. So you kind of have to wonder about that shit. So if they all have those, Bigfoot could have existed as well and can still exist to this day. The problem is, people are putting Bigfoot in the category of Gigantopithecus. Well, I know you see those damn lights. But they're putting him in the category of human ape. Now, I'm going to end this video because someone's fucking at my door. And I'm going to put this out for all you Darwinists. If we descended from ape, why would we give up our strength for intelligence? And better yet still, why are the apes breaking out of zoos, grabbing machine guns, and beating our asses to death? Think that shit through. And just think what would happen if Sasquatch, Yeti, Skank Ape, what the hell else are the other names? Besides Bigfoot and Abominable Snowman, Wild Hair Man, Wild Forest Man, whatever the hell you want to call them. If they all figure out how to use guns, or get guns, or break into an army depot and decide to take over the world, because bullets don't just kill them, they kill us too. Think about what would happen if that happens. I'm making another video. Thank you.